at $9.94, which could turn out to be a good short-term trade. I know nothing about the fundamentals of these stocks or the earnings, so do some homework yourself. Best wishes, Peter. And then I included the article of the 49 stocks that was on Market Watch. Okay, of those three stocks that I said was okay to buy, the stock under $10 a share was up 1.81% today. 1.81%. Another stock of three, second of the three, was up 1.20%, and the third stock of the three was up 1.25%. So, ladies and gentlemen, these cycles do work. It's original with us, not available anywhere else. And even if you're getting information from all other sources, that's okay. As long as you know that you should check our cycles before buying any of these stocks. And buysellholdstatus.com is the best newsletter where you select the stocks that you want access with our cycle analysis. If you're a trader, like the three stocks I had mentioned for a short-term trade, then you need tradingletter.com and the Wall Street Trading Letter. We'll be right back after this short break. Buy, Sell, or Hold is not only the name of my radio program heard daily at 4:30 p.m., but it's also the name of our newest investment advisory. This newsletter is unique in that you, the subscriber, can personalize each update and receive by selecting and deciding which investments you receive to analyze using our original research analysis that has been designed to make you money. You can select at least 10 stocks or your entire portfolio where you would be advised when to sell, hold, or buy more. Visit our website at buysellholdstatus.com and subscribe today. How do you incorporate our newsletter with your decisions to buy and sell something in the market?
I really follow your guidelines. I mean, really follow, Peter, and buy when you say buy. And then I sell when you say sell. There's money to be made. I feel confident. I feel like I have a partner in trade. It makes me feel like someone is there, like I have a buddy. You're my buddy, Peter.
Buy, Sell, or Hold with Peter Bruno, weekdays at 4:30 on 740 and 1470 AM and 96.9 FM. Peter Bruno's objective for his new 4:30 p.m. daily Buy, Sell, or Hold radio program is to help listeners make money. Peter invites listeners questions on specific investments and develops buy, sell, and hold investment ideas on his radio program and brings each idea to conclusion, just as he does within his investment newsletters located at peterbruno.com. Have a question on a specific investment of yours? Call the Buy, Sell, or Hold radio program telephone question line, 1-800-5-WALL Street. And your answer can be heard on today's radio program beginning at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, we have a caller.
Hi, Peter. How are you today?
Great, thank you for calling our program.
I just wanted to make a comment to you and to the listeners about how I have been working with your services for such a long time and my feeling.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm a subscriber now to the new Buy, Sell, and Hold newsletter, and I want to let you know, I mean, you hear all the talking heads and you hear all the people, and you don't know which way the market's going to go, and the market's down, they have a reason. When it's up, they have a reason. They don't use your cycles. And just as I'm not a short-term investor, as you know, I'm an investor that tries to stay and ride trends out one way or the other. And just the peace of mind knowing that you've got primary cycle and an investment cycle keeping me in my mutual funds and my position for the long run is so reassuring that I can't tell you the peace of mind that it brings me to know that I'm following a program that's been working for 40 years.
Buy, Sell, or Hold with Peter Bruno, weekdays at 4:30 on 740 and 1470 AM and 96.9 FM.
My Wall Street Trading Letter, which I designed for active traders, uses our unique short-term cycle analysis to find profitable trading opportunities for our subscribers. Hi everyone, this is Peter Bruno, and this current volatility in the stock market is great for using our short-term trading cycles and for taking quick profits. The Wall Street Trading Letter tracks and selects recommendations using our oversold oscillators, showing oversold stocks with some great turnaround potential. Go to tradingletter.com and start your free trial today, and tune into my radio program daily at 4:30 p.m.
You are listening to Buy, Sell, or Hold with Peter Bruno. Got a buy, sell, or hold question on any security or investment topic? Then send your email questions to Peter's email address, peter@peterbruno.com, or you can text or call right now, direct to Peter at 561-465-6635. That's 561-465-6635. Once again, here's Peter Bruno.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Buy, Sell, or Hold. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 198.52 points to 17,779, and right now the Bruno Oscillator is overbought on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And we just, before you joined the program, possibly, we gave a forecast that we think the month of November should be a down month, and that's certainly contrarian to what everyone else in the financial broadcast business is saying. So if you follow this advice and sell into strength, the worst thing that can happen is that you do not make as much money as you could have made by staying long in the market. However, if you do follow the advice and you're protected with our cycles, then the benefit is that you would not lose as much money as everybody else might be losing within the marketplace. Yesterday we talked about an article that was written in Market Watch saying that Jim Cramer loses big in the stock picking test. And it's about 49 stocks that he had suggested that listeners buy. That was 6 months ago. That should be okay in any market, up or down. And I'm sure, based on his team of research people and people from TheStreet.com and people that he rely on, and the fundamental earnings and so on and so forth, that these 49 stocks are pretty good. I mean, good names that everyone could recognize. However, I've been trying to emphasize on this radio program for the past 22 years that timing is everything. Okay, and cycle timing is the key to making money in this market, because you can have good companies that turn out to be bad stocks. Why should American Apple go from the high that everyone was enthusiastic about Apple at $130, $40 a share, all the way down to under $110 a share? Well, the cycle was down. That's the reason why. And I'm sure if Cramer had access to our cycle analysis and recommended these stocks when our cycles were turning up rather than when our cycles were turning down, he would not be criticized. And as I say, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon of him being criticized. I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons in this particular case. In this list of 49 stocks, they start off with the best stocks, or the biggest gainers. Fortinet, FTNT, was up 24.60%. Under Armour, UA, was up 22.54%. Palo Alto Networks was up 20%. MDLZ was up 19.78%. Mendelez. Hormel Foods was up 10.38%. DR Horton was up 9.6%. AutoZone was up 6.19%. And Edwards Life Science was up 4.71%. And unchanged for Cigna and unchanged for Humana, and Cracker Barrel was up 1.25%. However, the rest were all down. Lennar Corp, United Healthcare, small percentages, 49.49%, 0.78% for United Healthcare, 2.06% for CVS, and goes all the way down to Urban Outfitters was down 29.54%, Dillard's was down 33.59%, Cypress Semiconductors was down 33.62%, QRVO, which we spoke about yesterday, was down 37.80%. That's a short-term down. And Kohl's Corp was down 41.11%. Okay, so the average was down 7%, when the S&P 500 was down 3.88%. So what we did was we went through our cycles and talked about those stocks that looked okay. With the cycles, the primary cycles are up, the short-term cycles are up, the investment cycles are up, and we said that we would be sending out that list of paid subscribers, which we did. I just read you that email. Anyone that subscribes to any of our newsletters, we'll be sending you out those list of names as well. But in the few minutes we have left, I want to go through any short-term sell signals that we have generated for any of those stocks now. And Analog Devices, ADI, has just given us a new short-term down. So if anyone that owns that stock, you better get rid of it for the short term. Okay. Other stocks that are turning down would be Boston Scientific, BSX, is a new down. Okay, and quickly going down is Cracker Barrel is a new short-term down. Well, I should say Cigna Corp is a new short-term up. However, other downs would be Dillard Incorporated, CyberRec Software, and looking at these cycles, a new one, Horton DR, is a new short-term down. So if you own that stock, you better get rid of it. Fortinet is down, but that went from 44 to 34. Our short-term cycles turned down at 44. It's now 34, so maybe too late for that. And that's basically, the short term. If you have those stocks, then you want to get rid of those things. Jack in the Box is the last one I can look at before our time runs out. So appreciate your listening. Go to buysellholdstatus.com or go to tradingletter.com. If you'd like to subscribe or have access to our cycle analysis, and we'll see you same time tomorrow.
You've been listening to Buy, Sell, or Hold with Peter Bruno. With over 50 years of background and experience in the financial industry, Peter advises individual, corporate, and institutional clients throughout the United States. For additional information about his original and proprietary research, call his direct toll-free number, 1-800-592-5578, or visit his homepage at peterbrunomedia.com. Nothing said within this program shall be considered a solicitation or an offer to buy, and any investment decisions should be reviewed and subject to one's individual investment objectives. Peter Bruno's Buy, Sell, or Hold is heard daily from 4:30 to 5 and streamed live online at peterbrunomedia.com. Plus, there you will find webcasts and more. That's peterbrunomedia.com.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AM 740 and
AM 1470, WNN, with more of what you need to know. Get all the latest on health with caller health questions and comments, breaking health news, the health alternative, outrage, and mystery of the week. Dr. Bob Martin Show, Sundays at 10 a.m.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You gotta find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA.
1470 WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
AM 1470, WNN, with more of what you need to know. Tune in for No Bones About It with Dr. Alvin Stein, Tuesday mornings at 11 on South Florida's Health and Wealth Network, AM 1470, WNN. You say you need to lose weight for the holidays or just to stay healthy. Nothing seems to be working except frustration. The wait is over. Order your organic detox tea and resolution drops from the Wait is Over company and start feeling better by shedding pounds. Not all detox systems are the same. Listen to those who have used the tea with fantastic results. Visit her website, totallifechanges.com/4219711 to get all the information you need to feeling better. Drink 2 cups a day, and you too can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Call today, 954-696-8330, and listen to testimonials about proper weight loss using the tea. Ask about the opportunity to earn $50,000 by Christmas with a Total Life Changes business opportunity. Call today, 954-696-8330, and change your life today. Do you know of anyone who lives with pain or has high blood pressure, diabetes, or asthma? Do seizures or any other types of illness run in the family? Then this message could be very important to you. Rain International introduces Soul, a new energized drink that revitalizes and detoxifies naturally. Soul offers you the opportunity to feel better and get help with many illnesses that may have overtaken your body. Visit their website at myrainlife.com/God blessings and get all the information you need to let Rain Solution heal your soul. If you want to talk to Soul, call 954-696-8330 and begin your steps to better health. Rain International also has job opportunities that can change your life in 7 different categories. Call today and get a healthy body, a healthy mind, and create a healthy bank account. 954-696-8330. Call today and let's make it rain.
You get your monthly mutual fund or 401k statements, look at the bottom line and say, is that it? If after all these years your investments are still making diddly squat, do it yourself. Learn to trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex at Online Trading Academy in South Florida. Learn in real classrooms where students of all ages are taught how money is made in up, sideways, and down markets using a patented rules-based strategy taught only at Online Trading Academy. All instructors are certified, currently trade, and profitable. They show you what they do every day. Most students trade with a couple of $1,000s. Since 1997, Online Trading Academy has taught over 100,000 students. You can do this. Tired of low returns? Call now and reserve 2 seats to a free class to see how the banks and institutions trade. Seating is limited. Call 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510. That's 954-668-2510.
Your friends at McBain Construction and Renovation say drugs destroy lives, hopes, aspirations, and families. Parents, remember your child's drug education begins with you at home. A moment of open communication, along with good example, could spare your youngster a lifetime of tragedy. Courtesy of McBain Construction and Renovation, located at 710 Northwest 201st Street, Miami Gardens. Proud to be sponsoring this community awareness message. They're asking all parents listening, if you're not talking to your kids about drugs, doesn't it make you wonder who is?
What you want to know. What you need to know.
Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Do you have enough light in your life? Are you soaring in the joy around you? Are you stuck and unable to make life happen? Stay tuned for the Rabbi Jenny Show, where you will learn how to bask in the light and find more joy and meaning in life. Call to talk to Rabbi Jenny at 888-565-1470 and email questions and comments at rabbijenny.com. And now, if you're ready, stay tuned for the Rabbi who will light your world on fire, Rabbi Jenny.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. This is Rabbi Jenny, and we're here for the Rabbi Jenny Show, and I'm so thrilled to be here. I have to give a little shout out to the New York Mets for Blake in the booth, but I'm a Boston fan. I remember the years and years and years we waited to make it, so it's really, really cool what's happening with those Mets. I'm pretty excited. I always love when somebody breaks that glass ceiling and finally inherits abundance. Okay, so it's the Rabbi Jenny Show. Remember the two main ideas of the Rabbi Jenny Show. The first one is the world is happening for you and not to you. And we're actually going to get into that on the show. It's very, very important for you to kind of embrace the rhythm and order of life and find comfort in the fact that the world is supporting you and happening for you and actually conspiring to make you, the second idea on the Rabbi Jenny Show, expand is the love light energy that you are, and that you're always expanding and always growing, and it benefits all of us when you do. Please check me out on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, anywhere you can find me, the LinkedIn, and go to my website, rabbijenny.tv. Email me, check me out, ask me any questions you want, within reason, and I'll try to get back to you. I am so excited to be here today. This is a really cool topic this week. The title of the show this week is Does It Add Up? Now, if you're like me, which you may not be, and maybe that's why you're listening to Rabbi Jenny, is that I just referred to myself in the third person. I really apologize, listeners. It's going to be a wild ride today. But I find comfort in the order of things. I find comfort in the fact that the universe is actually fairly ordered. And so we're going to be talking about numbers today, and it's inspired by Torah, as it always is, and it's inspired by this one portion that's come up this week in Genesis. It's a portion we all know, and it actually appears in other religions and in other stories, in other extremely well-known stories, which is really kind of cool about this story. This is a story of the three angels or visitors who come to visit Abraham and Sarah to announce that they will have a baby. That's essentially what they do. What's interesting about this portion that I noticed this year when I read it was the number 3, that there were 3 visitors. Uniquely different, or just different with the second story that's actually attached to. It's 2 stories, one of destruction and one of creation, kind of very closely merged together in this part of Genesis. Because what happens is these 3 visitors come, they do a little feet washing. We know, we've read that later in the New Testament with the 3 wise men. I mean, there's some consistency when we're announcing birth, that the number 3 shows up. But then what happens in the second part of this portion is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. There aren't 3 men at the gate of Sodom and Gomorrah. There are only 2. It's very, very, very specific. Remember, Torah is a code, my friends. They're not making you nervous. They're not trying to scare you about the boogie nature of the universe or God. They are trying to show you that there is an order to life, that there is an actual rhythm, which we've talked about on the show before, that you can count on. You can actually embrace it. You can own it and start to feel it in your heart and your soul and find comfort so you don't worry so much. What I see in most people around me these days, folks, is they get way ahead of themselves, and you don't allow time for the universe to expand in its natural, organic order, and it doesn't allow for the manifestation of your greatest abundance. That was a lot of words. I felt like I could just play that back, though. It would be just fabulous. But what I want to tell you is that what happens with these 3 visitors is they announce to Abraham that you're going to have a baby. Now, Abraham is like 90 million years old. No, he's not. He's like 99 at this point. He's actually 100, another number, when Isaac is born. There's so many numbers in this that I'm not going to go too far into this portion, but just to let you know that numbers have a rhythm. There's an interesting thing about the nature of the numerical sequence between 1 and 9 is that we don't like to rest. I think that we all feel like we'll be comfortable when everything's even and lovely and fabulous in our life, but I can tell you that is boring, and that is not why we're here. So if you're craving that, I want to remind you of the last time that happened and how you waited and were bored and wanted something to happen. So it's really important to understand that there are times for waxing and there are times for waning. There are times for creating and there are times for resting, but we're never too happy in one part of the process. Nothing lasts forever. It's all part of a whole rhythm, a whole movement. I want to go through the Hebrew letters a little bit and kind of explain each number the best that I can. Just 1 through 9. We're just going to go 1 through 9 because 1 we know is the beginning. It's, I've actually done a lot of looking things up. Number 1 represents in the Western tradition, confidence, is one, there's the one God, the beginning. It's kind of alone though. Nothing really much happens, when there's a 1. I have to be honest. It's the beginning. It's the first day, you know. But what happens on the first day in Torah and then the first day is the things get divided between light and day because we have to create 2. Because from 2 will come, very importantly, 3. Okay? 3 is a cool number. 3 is the Hebrew letter Gimel. Okay, and it actually is a symbol of Gemilut Chasadim, which is the acts of goodness and charity and righteousness. It's a very, very high letter, but you can't really do anything at 2. And that is really my message here, folks. Okay, I think that that's the message of the show because that is what is coming down, that there were 2 angels at the gates of Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's when things were destroyed. So if you're spending your time waiting for things to level out, maybe that's the wrong approach, folks. Maybe we need to embrace 3. We need to embrace creation. We need to look for where we need to make something new, not rest in number 2. It is in 3 that we move. And let me show you something interesting. We get back to an even number. In Hebrew, we get back to the dalet. We get back to the letter dalet for 4. We get back to that even feel. You know, we get to that even feel in life. You know, when you think everything's good and you got everything even and good and, oh my God, everything's just perfect. And then, bam, something happens and you go, why did that happen? Everything was good. Well, guess what? That's the rhythm of life. If nothing happened, nothing would grow. The Hebrew letter dalet means door. A door opens, okay? So we have the number 1, Aleph, which is the beginning. And then we create number 2, which is a bait, which is a house. So we're settled, but nothing's in the house, so it's kind of boring. So then we have Gimel, who brings us in to do good things and give birth. And then a door opens. We got to get out of the house. After the door, a window opens, okay? And then after the window, we're back on 6. Oh, boring. These even numbers. We all want even. We all want everything to be so good. Not me. Boring. Nothing happens. Vav is a nail. Things are nailed shut. Nothing happens on a 6. But on a 7, the nail turns into a Zion, a sword. And stuff gets done. And then we move to 8, which boring, even number, which is actually abundance, but it means a fence or a field or a surrounding. It's a very solid number. I'm looking for 9, my friends. I'm looking for growth. I'm looking for the debt. I'm looking for the number for teshuvah, for tikkun olam. I'm looking for the ability to, actually, tet is the word for goodness. Okay, there's a reason. So I misspoke there. But I really want to emphasize to you listeners that we do not want to get too settled. I think the message of the numbers in our life is not to get too comfortable in one place. Everything adds up. So the coolest thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but and you probably do if you took any kind of math. But in early days, like, math was a really big deal. Like, it was you know, with Pythagorean, and they figured out certain codes, and we know about the number 9, that every number that's divisible by 9 actually adds up to 9. I mean, it's just fantastic stuff, you know, and I have tons and tons of that kind of stuff to share with you. But again, I'm being overwhelmed with this compelling need to move you out of this even place. This is not the time. You know, and the numbers, I don't know if they're telling us that or not, but my message today begins with the Lord appeared near Abraham. 3 men were standing nearby. 3. It was time to create something new. They thought that they were cuckoo because they were 199 years old, both of them. 99 again. And then at the end of this, Isaac was born, and we were back at 1. It is very, very cool, this code. If you think Torah, if you think Scripture is just something boring, it is actually a code. It's actually giving you comfort for your experience as a human being, so you can expand and grow and not worry about which opportunities you are going to miss, but like kind of sit back and just allow them to appear, because they're going to. 1 is always going to be followed by 2 and always followed by 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't mess that up. You can't jump from 1 to 4 in your life if that's what you're trying to. Oh, I just created something new, but I want to be comfortable doing it. If you're there, that's like, no. You got to go to 2 and you got to go to 3. You got to get a little bit of comfortable and then push yourself. Push yourself to another level so you can get to that 4. And guess what? At 4, it's not done yet. You got to go all the way up. And we're only talking about to 9 today, folks. But there is a rhythm to this life. Oh, this is my song. I'm sorry, 8, 6, and it's all about numbers. It's all about that with Rabbi Jenny, teaching you to add things up and be comfortable in your life. Join me when we come back. Bye-bye.
You give me something I can hold on to. I know you think
Are you someone who loves suffering from a substance abuse problem? Have you tried many different ways to heal and rebuild your life and are finally ready for a solution? At Bliss Recovery, there is a solution. At Bliss Recovery, one examines foundational issues and is guided by talented, qualified professionals to rebuild one's life. Learning coping skills in a supportive environment, clients of Bliss Recovery rebuild their life with increased self-esteem, awareness, and purpose. At Bliss Recovery, one is awakened to joy and connection to the world. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul. Find the solution to your substance abuse problem and contact Bliss Recovery now at 844-84-BLISS or go to blisstreatment.com. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul.
The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leadership tools. For the Children, Inc. provides them all. Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from The Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny. Welcome back. We are talking about, I'm getting tongue-tied all up today, folks, okay? This is a hot topic. It's coming down quick. Okay, it's coming down wicked quick. In this studio, we are talking about numbers. And something occurred to me on the break that you can find comfort in numbers and adding things up. If you're beginning something, I want you to listen to me for a second. If you're beginning something, you are honestly, clearly on number 1. That's where you are. Okay? That means you got to get to number 2 and number 3 and number 4. And you have to be kind and compassionate to yourself on that journey of creation. Okay, babies take a long time. They take 40 weeks, not really 9 months, but we call it that for a reason. There's a reason we call it that. There's a reason we use the number 9. Okay, we're going to introduce our honored guest today, our bad mama jamma, because she is a bad mama jamma. Oh, Lord, this is my very, very dear friend, my teacher. I don't know. There's so many. Nancy is my connector to purpose. Reverend Nancy Kennedy from Reflects Your Soul. Hi.
Hi, how are you? Great to see you again.
Good, you too. So we're talking about numbers. Mm-hmm. What do numbers mean to you?
To me?
How have they changed and affected your life?
I'm listening to you talk about Genesis in terms of the Torah. in terms of the Torah. But while you're talking, what I felt and what I heard is numbers tell where we are in terms of transitioning, in terms of our valleys, because number one, we're starting, right? So we're starting down the hill,
Right.
right? Because we're leaving that spiritual realm and we're starting down the hill.
Right.
Then you reach different numbers and you come up and you go down and you come up. And 9 is when we have made that transition. And in my life, I am a number 9, so this should be the last time I come. I'm finishing up things.
What does that mean? Okay,
Number
so
9?
what does it mean? This is great. It was a great
What is 9?
numerology. If you've never heard of numerology, closer to the mic, Nance. Okay.
Numerology is based on numbers. Everything in the world, everything in the life, everything in the universe is based on numbers.
So when you say you're a number 9, like
Okay.
how does somebody figure out what kind of number they
Okay,
are?
when I add up all of my numbers in my birth.
Okay, so we got to
I'm
do
not
this.
telling
Listeners
you.
know nothing.
I'm not telling
No,
you.
okay. So
Right.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
people mine, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
you
calling
do
you
that.
new people. Okay, so listen. So if you're in your car, don't pick up a pen, but replay the show on YouTube so you can figure out what number you are. Rabbi Jenny's going to figure out what number she is with Reverend Nancy, okay?
Yes.
All right. So I just referred to both of us in the third person.
But that's fine. I'm still here.
That was so important.
So
okay,
add
I'm
up-
December.
Yes,
so that's
so add
12.
up- yes,
12,
12.
29
Yes,
is my
and
birthday.
your entire
year.
year.
1970.
Oh, you're such a baby.
I'm such a
Yes, you are.
baby. Okay, so I add them all up. So
them all
1,
up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15, 24, 24 and 7, 31. 31, 3 plus 1 is 4.
It's 4.
I
so
am
you're
a
in
4.
You're in the middle. Okay.
Lord.
So
What does
here's
that
what I have
mean?
for
What does that
4.
mean?
I have your logical thought,
Yeah, that's true.
practicality, instincts, the concrete, the material world.
Yes.
You're very interested in the material world on a physical level. Because you have transcended all of this, you're now in your spiritual self. But anyone with the 4, usually if you look at it, it's the foundation of everything. 4 is the foundation.
Well, the great thing about 4 is it's followed by 5, and 5 in Judaism is the Hebrew letter Hey, which appears actually twice in the
Okay.
name of God.
Okay.
It's a very, very life. It's the breath. So it's the moment before, breathing life into something. So if somebody figures out their number, is that like it's like all the way through your whole life? Like you're
Well, there are different parts. I don't know.
like, am I
all-
stuck on like it's
No,
2015? Can I add up this year and see where I am?
You can add up the year and see how.
Oh,
how much
wait a
you
minute.
have
Okay.
gained.
All right. You ready? So I add up 1229 with 2015.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Are you
Yes.
listening, listeners? This is good. We're learning. I love this. New format, Rabbi Jenny Show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same, Jenny. 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 and 5 is 22. I'm still a
22.
4. Damn.
Wow.
What is going on? So next year I'll be a 5.
Yes.
Oh,
so
my
now
Lord.
in numerology,
This is very
5 is
exciting.
the inner senses and your outer senses.
Okay.
So you have the 5 senses
Mm-hmm.
on the physical level, and you have the 5 senses on your inner level.
Well, this is so interesting because the project I'm interested in, everything is based on 5. We're doing the Power 5, 5 qualities, 5 major emotions, 5 senses.
Yes.
Really working with the number 5 because
Yes.
5 is change.
Yes, it is.
It's the middle. It is not 10. It's right in the
it's
middle. You
5.
pull it in a tarot deck, it's not good. 5 is messy.
Yeah, because it's a physical. You've got to overcome the physical and learn how to use the inner. It's all about the spirit.
It is.
But we are on this physical plane. Most people deal with life through their physical selves rather than their spiritual selves.
So, and speak to that as far as numbers are concerned, because sometimes we just look at numbers like numbers.
Let's look at this, 666. Everybody thinks that's the sign of the quote-unquote devil, which I don't believe in.
Right.
I believe it's, if you turn devil around, it's lived. So are you living?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love
veil.
that.
It's a veil over you.
Ooh.
Evil.
Did
You
everybody
understand?
hear that? You turn devil around, baby. It's lived. Are you living?
Living.
Oh, Lord. That's going
Are
to be
you
a new
living?
one.
So you're walking around with veils. Evil. Veil. The veil.
And
so
the veil.
666 is the number of man because we're here to overcome the physical. And to become the 9, 666, and you turn it around, it's a 9, right? 6, 12, 18
is a 9. It's a number of creation. But you know, traditionally, a lot of traditional backgrounds did believe really weird things about 9. 9 is the number of truth in Jewish mysticism. It's a good number.
Yes, it is.
You know, just as 6 is, and just as 18 is. 18 is the number of life.
There's
nothing
evil. Nothing wrong in life. Nothing's wrong in life. This is my perception.
Right.
It's only a lesson. You get it this way or you get it that way. It's a choice.
And what about when people see numbers, Nancy? Like if people are out and they, you know, they're always, people ask me this all the time. Like I'm always seeing the same time on the clock, 11:11 or 4:44.
That's a sign, synchronicity.
Because the world's happening for you, not to you.
Not against you.
Right.
And it's not against you.
Right. It's actually trying to tell you something if you choose to look at it that way, which I assume you're listening to this show to learn to do that. You know, if we're no longer victims in our life, but we're actually conspiring for the benefit of all, you know, then things change. And if you do see the same number, like I went through the longest period of time and I was seeing like the same, you know, on license plates, on you're seeing that same number, and it can bring you comfort, you know.
Because it's telling you you're on the right track. And this is what's coming up if you follow that path.
Right. What does like 11:11 mean?
We were just talking about that a few minutes ago. 11:11 is when, yes.
Boy, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's flying down today. It is flying down today, folks. You better look out. You better be listening.
11:11 usually means whatever's coming out of your mouth and whatever you're thinking.
It's manifesting.
Is manifesting.
Yes.
Be careful what you're thinking.
Well, 1 is like that. 1 is the beginning.
Yes,
now,
it
the
is.
1, what's interesting about it is is it the Fool? I think is it the Fool in the tarot, the first card?
Yes, it is.
And I love
Yes, it
that.
is.
I am a
Yes,
celebrated
it is.
fool.
Yes, it is.
I cliff dive through life, you know, and I feel like you can't create anything. They say fools go where angels fear to tread.
Yes.
But fool is an important thing to be because nothing will get done. We're human to be fools.
You have to step out there.
Right. You have to. You have to
There's
act
no
a
other-
fool.
And you have to do what your spirit is telling you to do.
Well, and nothing new will ever happen. If you're so busy pleasing everyone around you, listeners, it's boring. But it's nothing. Again, you're on 2. You have to move. You know, you got to give birth. You got to move forward. And even the 3, look, it's got an extra bubble in it from the 2. I mean, numbers are cool. I love the idea of code and all of that. So, all right, so teach us more, Nancy. So wait a minute. So we got our numerology. Now, does the year, like, what about, I'm looking at your notebook and it says 2016. Oh, no, 2015 is a year of, this is an 8 this year. 2015 in itself is an 8. What does that mean?
For me, manifestation. What are we manifesting now that's going to be completed in 2016? Because we're only a few months from 2016. If we all this chaos that's going on, in my opinion is for a reason.
And I love that
It's a
because it's
reason.
that letter, it's that hey, it's
Yes.
that 2 things in God. It's opening doors, opening.
Yes,
The
yes,
doors
yes.
have opened, and every, you know, because 8 is 2 4s, which is 2 doors, not 1.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like everything's happening, and people confuse the 8. You know, I think people think that we stay one place too long. I think that's where people get held up. They can't just kind of get in the rhythm of it. You know, I'm kind of moving as I'm talking to you,
and the
listeners,
downs.
because you got to kind of get used to the rhythm of it. People want to stay in one place. You know, I have actually experienced that recently in my career, that, you know, bringing that energy of it's going to be all right. You know, like you can't stay on 8 too long. It's impossible. We're moving.
Everything
sun up,
moves.
sun down. Sun
Everything
up,
moves.
sun down. So we're constantly moving. You don't want to, because let me tell you something. If you stay on 8, you'll never get to another 1. Remember that. You'll never get where, you never make anything. So everything is about that. And I feel like the message today from Reverend Nancy and I, and she can agree, is we want you to move. We want you to get in this
all the time.
Get into life. You know?
And the thing that I've noticed, if we don't move, we're forced to move.
Well,
if we don't, we're forced to move. There's no such thing as being stale or stagnant.
What do you say? Let go or be dragged.
Oh, hey.
You know,
That's
like
the way it is.
whatever. We keep moving.
That's true.
This is Rabbi Jenny. We'll be right back with Reverend Nancy.
Are you or someone you love suffering from a substance abuse problem? Have you tried many different ways to heal and rebuild your life and are finally ready for a solution? At Bliss Recovery, there is a solution. At Bliss Recovery, one examines foundational issues and is guided by talented, qualified professionals to rebuild one's life. Learning coping skills in a supportive environment, clients of Bliss Recovery rebuild their life with increased self-esteem, awareness, and purpose. At Bliss Recovery, one is awakened to joy and connection to the world. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul. Find the solution to your substance abuse problem and contact Bliss Recovery now at 844-84-BLISS or go to blisstreatment.com. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul.
The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leadership tools. For the Children, Inc. provides them all. Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from The Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
They say it that way, but
Yeah. Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. It's fun sitting in the studio with friends. We're talking about, does it add up? We're talking about the comfort in numbers. Now I'm going to get a little intimate with my friend Reverend Nancy from Reflects Your Soul. I'm not looking at the camera like a good girl. All right. Tell me. I want to teach the listeners something. I really feel like we can teach them something about numbers. Tell me right now in your life, not looking at what number the year is or what number your birthday is, if you were going to tell me right now what number you were on.
Right now?
Right now in your flow, in your life. Where are you really? Like right now.
Number 9.
Tell me why.
Because there's so many things I need to finish. There's so many. I know what I know.
And why would 9 represent that? Explain that.
I'm finished. The 9 is the ending. Then you start another cycle.
There we go. I want them to understand. Remember, they don't know.
There are no numbers after 9.
Okay.
So when you're in the number 10 year or doing something that says a 10, you're starting a new cycle. Right. So when they say there are no, you can't go back or you can't fix something, you can, but it's 9 years later. It'll show up again. So finish what you have to do between 1 and 9, and when you hit 10. You can start a new project. But if you haven't cleared up all of that from your past, you're going to hit it again. So people say, why does this keep happening to me? Because you never cleared it up. You never looked at it. You never paid it attention.
But it's
you
a
never
cycle
healed it.
too, Nancy. Fair enough. Sometimes we need to experience it over and over again until we finally get. Like, I think that's kind of the message of Torah, though, because they're 100. Before they got 1, 2 zeros.
But it may take that long.
Right.
It may take that long to get that one lesson.
Because we have to learn it over and over and over again.
And over. And that's what many people want to know. Why does this keep happening? And then finally the light bulb comes on. And it's not about what you're being told or somebody say, oh, you need to do this. It hits you because your soul, your spirit has accepted this lesson. Oh, wow, I've gotten it. Some people can get it in a day. Some people it takes 100 years. I got it. I'm ready to move on.
Right.
So I believe I'm in number 9.
And having faith in the fact that you're right where you're supposed to be, listeners.
Yes.
You know, everything, again, is happening for you, and that you're right in the divine rhythm of it. I see most suffering, including in my own life, is when I fight it. When I fight it. You know, I fight the rhythm. You know, this is just where I'm at. You know, when you study the astrology and you study your, you know, some of these things that are you know, they come from very deep mystical backgrounds, including Jewish mysticism is, you know, there's a reason we have, you know, 9 planets, 1 sun, and we have 10 Sephirot in the Tree of Life. They all represent a heavenly body. And so we have to recognize this rhythm and find comfort in it. Because, you know, I truly, if you're listening to this show, you've listened for a reason. And that, you know, Nancy and I believe the same thing. We're divine love and light energy, constantly expanding. There's no rush.
No.
Because everything's on time.
Yes, it is.
You know?
It's a process.
So when you get to 10, what are you going to do?
Well, let me see. I will be flying high.
Okay.
And touching this one and touching that one and giving a little help here up in the ethers. I will be amongst the clouds.
All right, it's our time now to promote you, Nancy, because it's the Rabbi Jenny Show, and I could talk to you for another hour. So we can make that happen someday.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Reflects Your Soul. Tell the listeners about Reflects Your Soul. What is it? Your company, and what does it represent?
My company is, I am a reflexologist. I've been one for about 21 years.
What is a reflexologist?
Reflexology is the massage
of your what?
Of your feet, your hands, and your ears, and each reflex zone represents part of your body, your organs, your teeth, your hair, your eyes. If I reflex your feet, I am literally touching all of your body, and it's the best thing to do. That's why they say Jesus washed the feet.
But Abraham did.
Abraham.
Same story. That's where we are.
Yes.
There's no.
So you know what? We don't know what the name Jesus means. We don't know what the name. Whatever.
And these are eternal stories.
Entities.
Yes, but
it's spirits.
It's stories
or whatever.
It's archetypes. It's mythology.
Yes.
It's these stories that run through our
every religion,
everything that we are.
Every religion.
Yes,
they have a name.
And so does someone come for like an hour, half hour, and get there? I've actually had reflexology.
Half an hour to an hour.
And you offer, I'm looking in your brochure, listeners, Nancy offers that Reflects Your Soul. She offers reflexology and a divine message. She offers Reiki, energy healing, spiritual counseling and weddings and workshops.
Yes.
And that you can reach Nancy at 561-543-0502 and www.reflexyoursoul.com. So let's get a little bit more specific, Nancy. You can't just touch people. What does that mean? And when you get to a 10, what will you be letting go of? What are you sealing up? Tell the listeners something personal.
I feel that when I hit 9, I will no longer be on this planet. I'm 10 rather. I'm finished.
So you're going to be a 9. You're a 9.
I'm a 9 now. So whenever I leave here, I can leave and decide I want to come back and be somebody's guide or angel, or I stay.
Well, what are some of the things you want to do as a 9 then? Don't be leaving.
I'm gonna be here for a while. I may be there 120 like Moses, but my main goal is to help the physical being to touch his or her soul. I think that's the most important thing, to awaken the spirit within all of us, within even me, I still have things to learn, but I really believe that most of us are not paying attention to us, to who we really
Waking
are.
up,
And we're
yeah.
spirits, we're not people.
The interesting thing, and I'm going to bring this up because I watched the movie Steve Jobs, and it's about the founder, one of the founders of Macintosh or Apple computers. I'm not really sure which, if I'm misquoting it or not, but one of the key conversations in it, and I'm thinking of this, and I'm also thinking of this movie, The Matrix, which is based on the Kabbalah with Keanu Reeves. And I'm thinking of this idea of a binary system, and that the original computers are 101010. They may still be that way, I don't know. But one of the conversations between, I believe it's Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, is human beings aren't binary. We're not binary. And when you unplug from the matrix, you're unplugging from that idea of being programmed.
Yes,
We don't go 1010111000. That's not the way the world works.
No, it's not.
There's
No, it's
numbers
not.
in between.
And I really believe that we have numbers because each one of us has made steps to overcome these numbers.
Right.
So each alphabet has certain, like one A, number one.
Right.
B's number 2. So from A to Z, each letter has a number to it. So you look at your name. Mine starts with an N, 5. So I have to live in that 5 years to overcome that N. So by the time I reach the N,
You're gonna make our
Kennedy,
listeners crazy, Nancy.
but it's a
Don't
science.
get obsessive about
It's
the
a
numbers.
science. It's a science.
It's very much a
It's a science.
It is. And if you find comfort in that type of rhythm in life, I think it's important to seek it. Don't, get yourself into it, kind of like, maybe ask yourself in the morning, okay, where am I honestly in my life? Am I really on a 1 or am I really on a 2? Am I going to wait? Am I going to let myself be where I am and embrace it and enjoy it? Or just, well, you really, you get moved. Like you ride the wave, or, get washed.
But I really believe that each lesson moves us to the next station. And we have valleys and we have mountains.
And what was your biggest lesson?
Oh, boy.
Sorry,
we have how long?
Just a little bit, but I get it.
My biggest lesson was to overcome fear of being me.
Where was that fit? Where would that fit number-wise?
In the numbers? 2.
2.
Yes. I was a twin. I'm a twin.
Ah, that's right.
I'm a twin.
Miss Gemini throwing all that all over me. Don't project your stuff.
But I'm a 2. I'm a twin. So when I look at my sister, I'm seeing the other half of me because we're exact opposites of each other.
Right.
So I had to learn to be me. Instead of being a twin. What twin are you? Who are you and how are you?
I think this is important. It's a divine union.
Yes.
People think that, 1 plus 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. But you first have to find, I love that. You first have to find the 2 in you.
Yes.
You have to unite both sides of yourself.
Yes. And she was there to show me this.
Wow.
She's there to show me this. Now, my daughter has 3. She has triplets.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And how are they adjusting?
When they were younger, it was hard for them because the boy was the dominant.
And 2 girls. Boy and 2 girls? Oh, wow.
And it's
what a blessing, though.
It's wild. It's a blessing, but it's still looking at how do I become me when I'm grouped as in a group. Everybody identifies me as part of the group.
Oh, wow. Well, and it's impossible. I always say that. We're all, we're all the same, but we're all not. We're very, very much not. So I hate when people say, no one's unique. Yeah, you are. You're beautifully unique. You may not be unique in the fact that you feel. You may not be unique in the fact that you have a disease or that you have something wrong with you or even something right. But you are deliciously unique.
Very.
Like waiting to be discovered unique.
So here's the question.
Okay.
Did I come in here as a twin to really identify myself as a spirit? And what spirit am I?
Wow.
That's the question.
Well, and that's the big deal, is shifting people's way of looking at their life. Paradigm shifting.
Yes.
You know, stop looking at your life as happening to you. Like, this isn't something that came to hurt you.
It's a lesson. Just like going to kindergarten, you have to go to kindergarten before you go to second grade, number 2. So,
but we do
been
that
a
in
journey.
life. We see different things in our life as coming and maybe bringing us down. We have to learn how to overcome, but also pull from them. Pull from them the gifts that we have. Thank you,
And
Reverend
we have
Nancy.
so many.
You'll hang
You're
out for the
welcome.
final segment?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
This is Rabbi Jenny. Be back with the jam.
Are you or someone you love suffering from a substance abuse problem? Many different ways to heal. And is guided by talented, qualified professionals to rebuild one's life. Learning coping skills in a supportive environment, clients of Bliss Recovery rebuild their life with increased self-esteem, awareness, and purpose. At Bliss Recovery, one is awakened to joy and connection to the world. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul. Find the solution to your substance abuse problem and contact Bliss Recovery now at 844-84-BLISS or go to blisstreatment.com. Bliss Recovery, building lives, spirit, and soul.
The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leaders. For the Children, Inc. provides them all. Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from The Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. Welcome back. We're talking about numbers. We're talking about adding it up in the rhythm of life. I want to read you a quote by Albert Einstein. It's really cool. Pure mathematics is in its way the poetry of logical ideas. Albert Einstein, brilliant. Brilliant. Go deep down enough into anything and you will find mathematics. You know, and I think a lot of people mistake mathematicians and physicists and scientists for people who are atheist. You know, there's a big misnomer or misconception, and the truth is they're just trying to prove the things that they feel in logical terms, which is that's resolving that left and right nature that we have, our logical mind with our part that just feels that it's different. You know, it's the 5 and the 6. The sixth sense. So we could go into that for a long time. We could talk about numbers forever, but it is time for our ridiculous joy jar challenge.
Joy, 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 joy. It's Adeline
Oberstein, and it's time for the Rabbi Jenny Ridiculous Joy Jar Challenge.
Hi, this is Rabbi Jenny. Who's on the line?
Hi, this is Amy.
Hi, Amy. Where are you calling from, Amy?
Palm Beach Gardens.
Amy from Palm Beach Gardens. Do you know about the Ridiculous Joy Jar Challenge?
I do.
You do? Do you have 10 things that make you ridiculously joyful that you can say really, really fast?
Absolutely.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
3 slobbering dogs, vacation in the Keys, bike ride in the morning, melted cheese, happy kids, lazy Sunday, good friends, dirty martini, beautiful sunrise, and helping people make money from home.
Oh my God, Amy, I adore you. The melted cheese. Do you know that nachos are my favorite thing? There's nothing like cheese, I swear. You know, I never liked cheese in my life, Amy, and then when I was pregnant, I ate it walking through the grocery store in mounds.
And then you never looked back.
Never looked back. Cheese is gone. Whatever. Okay, Amy, side note. So what do you want to promote on the Rabbi Jenny Show?
Well, I'd love to promote the product that I work with and then I help people make money from home with.
Okay. Tell us about it.
And it's called Liquid BioCell.
Liquid BioCell. What is it? What does it do?
Well, it's a drinkable collagen.
Okay.
And it helps support joint health. It fills in lines and wrinkles from the inside out. But it also helps the eyes, nails, hair, and gums. Eyes, nails, hair, gums, joints, and skin. So it's a comprehensive anti-aging product that also gives you energy and just takes years off of you.
What's it made of?
Well, it's made of collagen, a thing called hyaluronic acid, and also chondroitin sulfate. And it's in a highly absorbable form, so it goes right into the tissues.
And do you put it
also
on you? Do you drink it? What do you do?
Yes. It's a drink.
Oh, how cool. Does it taste good or does it go in like your juice?
It tastes delicious, and you can mix it in juice if you need to, but I just drink it straight.
Okay, girl, you go. You go with them dirties. All right, Amy, how do we reach you? How do our listeners get to you?
Okay, it's 561-762-0867. That's 561-762-0867.
And do you have a website?
I do. It's liquidbiocell.com/global wealth.
Okay. Do you have free samples for a nice rabbi? Just kidding.
Yes, of course.
He's getting older.
I will bring you Liquid BioCell and cheese.
Yes, Liquid BioCell and lots of cheese with lime-flavored Tostitos. That would be really great. Oh, my goodness. Amy, thank you so much for calling the show. Try again in a little bit. Give us some time, and maybe I'll be the best example of Liquid BioCell. That would be fabulous. That would be fabulous.
Well, thanks for having me.
Okay, you have a joyful night, okay?
You too.
Thanks, Amy. That's Liquid BioCell, everyone. That's Amy. Okay. Global, I think it was Liquid BioCell / global wealth. All right, I think it's that time now. We got to get to it. It's time for the Jenny Jam.
Yo, yo, yo.
Oh, you're talking about sunburns. This is a sexy one right now. A little bit higher for me, Blakey. It's how it all begins. Super sexy one. The start before the end. 2. Now so much to do. Divided through and through. United watch the coup. 3. Time for all to see. Take it now, it's free. Just look at what will be. 1, 2, 3, come play with me. 4, 5, 6, let's pick up sticks. 7, 8, 9, just give it time. It'll all be fine, it'll all be fine. 1, 2, 3, come play with me. 4, 5, 6, let's pick up sticks. 7, 8, 9, just give it time. It'll all be fine, it'll all be fine. 4, now we all want more. So much left in store. Just open up the door. 5. That's right, feel alive. Naked without jive. No more question why. 6. Taking down the bricks. Lower just for kicks. Closer to that fix. 1, 2, 3, come play with me. 4, 5, 6, let's pick up sticks. 7, 8, 9, just give it time. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. 1, 2, 3, come play with me. 4, 5, 6, let's pick up sticks. 7, 8, 9, just give it time. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. Yes, baby, it'll all be fine. That's the message on the Rabbi Jenny Show. I think that might be one of my favorite jams. It's a little sexy. I think we're sticking with that beat too. It's second week in a row. I don't know. I feel like very compelled to talk to you about the ideas of creation and destruction, and that maybe you're and the faith and the comfort you can get from the numbers that we discussed today. That just because things are maybe dismantling or becoming destroyed in your eyes, are actually in the process of creation. There's nothing messier than creation. I mean, anybody who has actually witnessed the birth of a child, it's gross, I mean, it's messy. Okay, but even in the middle, it's a little messy. Those people get those creepy pictures now, like halfway through. Don't want those. Not interested. I don't even understand it. But it's messy. It's not formed yet. It's not ready, We have to be ready. And so it's really important that you ask yourself these questions. Am I being kind to myself? Am I being compassionate to myself for the process of life that I've agreed to embrace on as a little piece of the divine energy? Because we come in here, folks, to do something. We come in here to live. We come in here to shine on this planet and do something with ourselves. So please, my goodness, God, be nice, because there are rules, there are laws, there is a rhythm. We're not going to sit around and all look, I don't know. I was talking about this today. We were talking about making films or having stories to write and things to tell, and we get upset at the things that happen in our life. But if nothing ever happened, you'd have nothing to write. You just take pictures of puppies. That's what you do. You just sit around taking pictures. What would you do? It'd be really boring. I mean, I don't know about you, listeners, but when I experience a strong sense of sadness, or if I experience a strong sense of what I would call pain or heartbreak, there's nothing like it the moment I come out of it, because I have a deeper respect for only my own capacity for pain, but the capacity for pain in the people around me. I want to talk about my mom, who's up in Boston. Woo woo, go Marcy, my mommy. And just thinking about the fact that she's up there, and I lost my dad, and she became widowed and widowered. Widowed. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. It's a depressing concept. Anyways, so she... oh, language. I love language. But so, just this idea, I went through a transition in my own life that she didn't really understand, of going from being attached to somebody to being alone. And she really didn't have the understanding or compassion, and we really couldn't connect because she was still with somebody and still extremely dependent on them. But now that she's come through this very, very messy thing, it's like she can have an understanding. We understand each other. We understand the terror that you walk through when you walk alone. There's something about that. There's something about that message. So if you got something today, check out your numbers. Pay attention to your numbers. But the message is always the same, on the Rabbi Jenny Show. You must be kind and compassionate for yourself, because the world is counting on you. Your divine love, light, energy, and we need you to expand. That is why we're conspiring to love you to do that. I can't believe I gotta go. I'm gonna miss you. I adore you. Check me out next Wednesday or on the YouTube.
You have been listening and lighting up your life with Rabbi Jenny. Join us next week for another session of love, light, and joy as Rabbi Jenny takes life to the next level. Are you ready? Rabbi Jenny says the time is now.